Hi there, business owner. Do you want a better understanding of business finance, what your numbers actually mean, and stories of the highs and lows of business, where I'll be sharing my tips and tricks every week? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to the 3Bs podcast with Stephanie. Hi there. Before I get into this week's episode, I really wanted to take just a few seconds of your time to let you know about the changes and the evolutions that are happening here at the 3Bs podcast. As you know, if you heard last week's episode, we are having some guests on the 3Bs podcast, which is amazing. I love that I'm now getting to share the stories and the tips and the advice and the highs and lows of business from other female entrepreneurs and business owners so that you can get a really well-rounded view of entrepreneurship. No two business journeys are the same. No two businesses are the same. But I hope that you can see that collaborating and sharing your knowledge and expertise with other business owners can only help you build your business going forward. Now, my first guest on the podcast is a very dear friend of mine, and I can't wait to share this with you all. I have really struggled to find time, it's not the time, it's the words. I'm really struggling to find the words to explain just how wonderful this human being is. She not only is a fantastic mum, a fantastic business owner, she's incredibly successful. She helps me with my business in the way that she uses the royal we. And I love the royal we. The royal we is something we use here at ABCS UK a lot because we care about your business. You join the ABCS UK family when you become a client with us, and we really care. We love your business as much as you do. And the fact that my first guest has come on board and talks about my business in the royal we means an awful lot to me. We've been on business trips together, we've shared hotel rooms, so there was no better person to have as my first guest on the podcast than this wonderful lady. So show her lots of love, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Hello, welcome back to another episode of the 3Bs podcast with Stephanie. I am so excited to share my very first guest on the podcast, and it is the lovely Sarah Mollison. Sarah is a multi-award winning children's activity provider, giving children a fun introduction to cycling, and not only that, she gives parents the flexibility to build their own businesses. Sarah, introduce yourself.
Thanks, Steph. So I'm Sarah and I run CYCLEme TOTS. So we're a children's activity provider, giving children from age 2 to 7 a fun-filled and educational start to life on their bike. So we teach children to ride, teach them the importance of road safety, and our franchise opportunity also gives other parents the opportunity to leave their corporate jobs and work a flexible business around their own families.
I love that so much. Now, what I'm going to be doing with my guests over the next few weeks, because we are new, so thank you so much for being the first, is I'm just going to ask you a few questions in the hopes that my audience I know they will get some useful information to help them in their business journeys. So first of all, what is your proudest moment in business so far?
So my proudest moment so far probably has to be this year and some of the awards that we've won. So we have won the most inventive franchise of the year at the Disruptive Franchise Awards, and also I was Kent Woman in Business 2023 in 2 categories. And I think the reason that they've meant so much to me is that working around a family, being a mum is difficult, and it is hard when you've got big business goals as well. I have 3 children, aged 7, 5 and 1, and so having sort of some business accolades alongside managing mum life makes me feel like I'm doing something maybe right.
I get that so much. I'm also a mum of 2, as you know, and it is so hard having that juggle, specifically in the summer holidays, which is when this podcast is going to go out. So we will be juggling along with you all over the next few weeks. What's the biggest challenge you face, and how did you overcome it?
So I think the biggest challenge for us has been, with CYCLEme TOTS, we've got big dreams and big ambitions. And where we are something relatively new for a children's cycling franchise, we've had to think about doing things a little bit different. So I think when it comes to scaling, we've often had to take a big risk and take that next step before we've maybe been ready to do it. And so there's an element of faith that you have to put into yourself to take that next step. And surrounding myself with a good community of people and working along those who can support me on that journey has definitely helped me scale the way that we're scaling at the moment.
I love that. I find so often that, especially in women, we're kind of expected to be competitors with each other, and actually we build communities, and as women we can support each other and we grow together and we all get to win, and I really love that. One of my favourite questions is, if I had a magic wand and I could take away one part of your business, it would still get done, but I would take away that pressure from you, what would it be?
I'm going to be honest, you already do this for me. So I think I only found you a few months ago, or we'd kind of been in circles at different business awards. And for a long time, you know, I'd had accountants working for me, but I didn't really understand the benefits of working with someone who took that pressure away. And I think when it comes to the financials of my business, like I say, we are scaling in quite a big way and we're taking risk. And I think to make sure that we take the right risk, I need to understand fully transparency in my business of what's happening, what the good moves are and what the bad moves are. So for a long time I kept costs as low as I possibly could, and I didn't understand maybe the difference between accounting and also bookkeeping. And if you really understand every transaction in, every transaction out, how it can take that stress away when you've got full clarity within your business.
Oh, you're so kind. So for clarity, Sarah is a client of mine, and together we are helping her achieve her business goals, which is something I'm incredibly passionate about. We all have different goals, and my job as an accountant is to get you to where you want to go as a business owner. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What's one piece of advice you would give to a fellow business owner that would be in your position right now?
I think there's loads of advice I would give, but I think the main piece of advice is to take time to regularly look at how far you've come, your journey and your successes so far. I think so many times we always want that next thing. There's always goals, we've always got bigger goals, or we always look at the things that we're not doing right and not necessarily how far we've come. And I think when you do take time to regularly look at how far you've come, it's a game changer. We do it for everybody else. We look at, you know, how successful they are in their business, not the things they haven't yet done. Whereas when it comes to ourselves, we can be really hard on ourselves. So I think as a small business owner, it's not easy. So you need to really be your biggest cheerleader and have a think about, you know, the things that you're most proud of yourself for.
Oh, I really love that. I really love that. I wasn't expecting that to come from you because I know you. I was like, oh, it took me back a little bit. This one is quite an interesting question, only because I plan to take all of them and combine them into something that we can all share. And that is to describe your business in one word.
I would say rewarding.
Oh, I love that. Why would you say rewarding?
So, for two reasons. Firstly, I think watching kids learn to ride a bike and learn to do something that they couldn't otherwise do gives an immense sense of achievement. For parents, it's lovely to watch their interaction, and also it gives that child an independence for the rest of their life that they don't have if they don't learn that key skill. And I think the second part to that is that we also get to give other parents the opportunities that we have as a family and the flexibility to build their own business, their successful, rewarding business around their own family, so that they can enjoy the holidays, the things that they're used to with the corporate life, but without missing key milestones for their children along the way.
Oh, I love that. I am 32 years of age and I am that one person that didn't learn that key skill to ride a bike. Still can't ride a push bike. It's on the to-do list. So I can see from the side of not having that how great of an opportunity that is for children. It was something I got my children to do very early on. Had I have known CYCLEme TOTS existed, I would have definitely sent my children to CYCLEme TOTS classes. Thank you so much for joining me. How can my listeners connect with you?
So we are on Facebook and Instagram at CYCLEme TOTS, and we have a head office website, www.cyclemetots.com, where customers can come through to have a little look, and then we can put you through to the right person near you or the right franchisee near you if you're looking for something specifically for your children or for your schools and nurseries that your children are in. If anyone is interested in finding out more about how they can run their own CYCLEme TOTS franchise business local to them, we have a discovery session that will be happening on Monday the 11th of September. So once the kids have gone back to school and we get a chance to actually sit down and reflect on life, we will be helping people make that change for the new year. So to find out more about that and to register your interest, you can find us at www.cyclemetots.com/franchise me.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I will put all the links in the show notes. Do go and connect with Sarah. Do have a look and see what the franchise business is about. I can see the back end of it, so I know how fantastic it is, and I have no hesitation in recommending it. I hope you got some value from this week, and I look forward to seeing you next week with another guest. Have a great week. And that brings us to the end of another week of the 3Bs podcast with Stephanie. Thank you so much for listening. I'd really appreciate it if you could like, subscribe, rate and review this podcast wherever you are listening to it, so that I can reach more business owners and help them build better businesses. See you next week for the next episode.